4 days after Kelly Clarkson's highly anticipated return to her talk show, the beloved songstress and first-ever American Idol winner publicly broached the topic of grief for the first time since the death of Brandon Blackstock, her ex-husband and father of her 2 children, 11-year-old River Rose and 9-year-old Remington, Remy, Alexander. On the October 2, 2025, episode of her show, Clarkson had a heart-to-heart with music legend and American Idol judge Lionel Richie about dealing with loss as he promoted his new memoir, Truly. During Richie's interview with Clarkson, she featured Lionel Richie's lifelines, calling out profound statements he wrote in his new memoir. The last quote the show highlighted was especially important, Clarkson said, explaining, "I do think that a lot of people deal with grief in such a different way, but I love that you say, grief is the great teacher of what matters most. You know, there's an old expression where you go, it's real. I mean, it's a real moment when you can't phone it in. But at the same time, we rehearse things. You can't rehearse grief. You can't rehearse the loss of your mother or your father or a friend. You can't rehearse that," Richie said. "And so what I found is that when I get involved with the word uncontrollable grief, I let go. And believe it or not, I look forward to finding out, who am I going to be really? 'Cause that's the real me." Clarkson then sighed, oh, expletive, and slumped back in her chair, overwhelmed by Richie's words. She gave him a terrified look and quipped, like, "Come on." Richie got up and put the palm of his hand on Clarkson's forehead as the audience laughed, and she threw up her hands, shouting, "Hey!" Laughing, she popped up and said, "I feel healed." Clarkson did not specifically mention Blackstock, but her poignant discussion with Richie was the first time she's publicly broached the topic of grief and loss since her ex's death on August 7. The day before Blackstock died, following a private battle with melanoma, Clarkson canceled the remainder of her Las Vegas residency and announced that Blackstock had been ill and she needed to be fully present for their children. Blackstock was diagnosed with cancer after their divorce was finalized, according to People, and moved to Montana in 2022. A source close to the family told the outlet that after his diagnosis, Clarkson did everything she could to protect their kids and ensure they had time with their dad. A heartfelt conversation. Kelly Clarkson and Lionel Richie confront grief. It was a quiet afternoon at a cozy, sunlit studio, where Kelly Clarkson had come to reflect and find solace amid a challenging chapter in her life. The loss of her beloved family members had shaken her to her core, leaving her grappling with overwhelming grief and a sense of emptiness she couldn't quite shake. She had reached out to Lionel Richie, a fellow artist and mentor, knowing that his wisdom and compassion might help her navigate through the storm. They sat across from each other in plush chairs, a gentle hum of soft music playing in the background. Kelly's eyes were tinged with tears, but she was determined to find a way to heal. Lionel, with his calm demeanor and empathetic gaze, listened intently, understanding that this was a moment of raw vulnerability. "Lionel," Kelly began softly, her voice trembling slightly, "I don't know how to move forward. My family, they were everything to me. Losing them has left a hole in my heart that feels impossible to fill." Lionel reached out and gently placed his hand over hers, offering reassurance. "Kelly, I'm so sorry for your loss. Grief is one of the most difficult journeys we face as human beings. But you're not alone in this. It's okay to feel broken, to feel lost. That's part of healing." Kelly looked down, tears welling up again. "I've tried to stay strong for my kids, for my fans. But inside, I feel like I'm drowning. Every day feels like a battle to get out of bed, and sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find peace again." Lionel nodded empathetically. Grief is a process and it's different for everyone. There's no right way or wrong way to mourn. Sometimes you just have to give yourself permission to feel everything: anger, sadness, confusion. Suppressing those feelings only prolongs the pain. She took a shaky breath. "I keep asking myself if I could have done something differently, if I could have saved them. The guilt is relentless. How do you let go of that?" Lionel's eyes softened. Guilt is a tricky thing. It's part of the human experience when we lose someone we love. but you have to understand that you did everything you could in that moment. Sometimes life throws things at us that are beyond our control. Forgiving yourself is a crucial step in healing. There was a pause, filled only with the quiet hum of the studio. Kelly looked up, her voice trembling. Sometimes I hear their voices, see their faces. It's like they're still here, but then I realize that's just my mind playing tricks on me. It's so hard to accept that I won't see them again. Lionel reached out and squeezed her hand gently. That's the power of love. Their memory lives on in you, every smile, every lesson, every moment you shared. Instead of seeing it as an end, try to see it as a continuation of their influence in your life. Keep their spirit alive by honoring their memory in your everyday actions. Kelly nodded slowly. I want to be strong for my kids, for my fans. But some days, I just want to scream and cry and fall apart. I feel guilty for feeling that way because I know I should be grateful for the time I had with them. Lionel's voice was steady and reassuring. Gratitude and grief can coexist. It's okay to feel grateful for the moments you shared while still mourning their loss. Healing isn't about forgetting or moving on quickly. It's about learning to carry their memory with you, even through the pain. She looked at him, searching his face for understanding. How did you cope with losing loved ones, Lionel? You seem so wise and grounded. He chuckled softly. I've been through my own share of heartbreak. Losing my father was one of the hardest moments of my life. What helped me was allowing myself to feel everything: anger, sorrow, even guilt. But I also found comfort in music. It's a powerful healer. Writing songs, singing, expressing what's inside, those things helped me process my grief. Kelly's eyes lit up slightly. Music has always been my refuge too. Sometimes I write songs that come from that deep place of pain. It's like therapy for me. Lionel nodded appreciatively. Exactly. Use your gift to channel your feelings. Don't be afraid to let your music reflect your journey. It might help others who are going through similar pain. And in doing so, you'll find a part of yourself healing. She sighed, a mixture of relief and exhaustion. It's just so hard to see the light when everything feels so dark. Lionel leaned in slightly. Remember, Kelly, grief is like waves in the ocean. Some days, the waves are small and manageable. Other days, they're overwhelming. But the ocean doesn't stay stormy forever. The storm will pass, and you'll find calmer waters again. It takes time, patience, and a lot of self-compassion. Kelly looked down at her hands, then back up at him. Thank you, Lionel. Honestly, I needed to hear that. Sometimes I forget that it's okay to not be okay all the time. That I don't have to carry this alone. He smiled warmly. That's what friends are for. And remember, healing isn't linear. Some days will be better than others, and that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate small victories, like getting out of bed or taking a walk. Those are steps forward. As the conversation drew to a close, Kelly felt a weight lift slightly from her shoulders. She realized that grief, while an uninvited guest, could be managed with love, patience, and the support of those who understood. Lionel's words had offered her a new perspective, a gentle reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is hope. They stood up, sharing a heartfelt hug. Kelly looked at Lionel with gratitude in her eyes. Thank you for listening, for sharing your story. It means more than I can say. Lionel squeezed her hand one last time. Anytime, Kelly. Remember, your loved ones are with you in every note you sing, every song you write. Keep their memory alive, and in time, you'll find peace. As she left the studio that day, Kelly Clarkson felt a renewed sense of strength. Mourning would always be part of her journey, but so would healing. And with words of comfort and understanding from a friend like Lionel Richie, she knew she could face whatever lay ahead. Her music, her love for her family, and her resilience would guide her through the storm.